snooker coming to you live from the game here in Doncaster. Ladies and gentlemen, Match and Sport proudly present the PartyPaper.com Premier League Snooker. Coming to you live here on Sky Sport HD. Well, 6 frames, our 25-second shot clock. Our referee is Mr. Paul Collier. Time now to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the reigning World Open Champion, Mark Allen!
A big game of snooker tonight. Firstly, how is your game?
I'm playing alright at the minute. Can't complain, just hopefully it continues tonight.
It is now, bizarrely, the best of 5, the race to 3, that's all that matters. Do you change your game plan accordingly?
No, I think you just have to play it as it comes. No, take every match as you can. Hopefully Judd's won enough money at the minute so he can let me have this one tonight.
And finally as well, Judd, newly crowned world #1. This is his first appearance on British telly, if you like, as world #1. He joins an amazing list of 9 other players. Is there extra pressure, do you think, on him tonight because it's such an occasion?
For most people I would say yes, but for Judd he's had pressure on his shoulders from when he was 9 years old, so I don't think he coped too badly with it. Hopefully I can be the first person to beat him as world #1.
Good luck. Mark Allen, everyone. Thanks, Mark. Mark's opponent is the newly crowned world #1.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome, for the very first time in his career, he is the world #1, Judd.
Wow, the world #1 Judd Trump. How on earth does that sound coming down those stairs?
Sounds better coming from you.
What's it like though? I'm guessing every single snooker player when they start off on their very long career, that is up there with world champion, and now you are world #1.
Yeah, they were really my 2 aims as I was growing up, so I've got one of them now. But every tournament's just as important to me, so I'm here to do a job tonight.
You join, as I'm sure you're aware, an illustrious list of players. We had a look at the list earlier on, which really is a history of snooker. It goes from obviously Ray Reardon, Cliff Thorburn, Steve Davis, then you've got the geniuses of John Higgins, Stephen Hendry, goes all the way up to present day, obviously Mark Selby, and now you. What's it like to be connected with a list of players like that?
Yeah, to be honest, but before that tournament I didn't really know how many #1s there were, so it was quite a surprise to me being only 9 before me, so it's obviously a privilege to get to #1, but now it's going to be tough to stay there.
And does it give your game that extra kick? Is it a bit more pressure on your shoulders because people expect to see the greatest player in the world?
You'll find out tonight.
And I asked Mark as well, it's the race to 3, which is bizarre because we're still going to have the 6 frames, but sort of the latter stages of it doesn't really matter. As soon as one of you gets to 3, you'll qualify for finals weekend.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of money at stake, so we're both going to be trying our hardest, but after someone gets to 3, it's going to be quite hard to concentrate.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Judd Trump, everyone. And if you do have a question for either myself at the end of the match or the boys in the box throughout this wonderful game of snooker, you can tweet us at Sky Snooker. Mike Hallett and Phil Yates are the boys in the box.
Thank you very much indeed, Andy. These two are well acquainted with each other. This is their 5th meeting in 2012. They've played in Berlin, Shanghai, Chengdu, Haiku, and now here in Doncaster.
Well, no disrespect to the other 2 boys, but I think that was just a little appetizer for the main event here. And we've already said already this evening, if these 2 boys produce anything like they did in their match in China, we're in for a treat. The first to get to 3 frames goes through to the last 4.
Yes, they played each other in the quarter-finals in Chengdu last week. Mark Allen played some delightful snooker, but not quite good enough, because Trump won 6-5. That match was played at the same time as Peter Ebdon, Ricky Walden. They finished around 55 minutes earlier than Ebdon and Walden at 6-5. And Ebdon beat Walden, whitewashed him 6-0. And it took nearly an hour more. Also, though, Mike, that although Trump is the world number one, Mark Allen is the kind of player who's capable of beating anyone.
Indeed. And he knows what's at stake. A place in the semi-finals in a few weeks' time. So he's going to give nothing away.
In that match in China we've been telling you about last week, Mark Allen made breaks of 83, 98, 121 and 104 and still came out on the losing side. I think an indication of just how tough it is at the top of snooker at the moment. We've had 14 tournaments, you know, so far this season, big and small, ranking and otherwise. 14 events, 14 different winners.
Time extension.
Well, that just tells you the strength in snooker now. Taking this one on. Well, he always likes to attack whenever he can.
One of those situations here, Mike, where it looks as though the plant is very simple when it isn't. It needs to be respected.
You called it, Phil. That red was just tight on the side cushion there, had to be hit correctly. The bottom red will go, but I think he's playing the one on the black spot just to clear the black spot.
One.
Well, that's not too clever. He's played on the red that's nearest the corner pocket and he's snookered himself on it. And here's another situation. Can he play a plant? But just look at the distance between these two reds. He's got to catch the right-hand red. Well played. He's got a kick there as well. He played on the blue to the middle, but he's only just landed on the blue to the corner. He's playing some terrific stuff at the moment, isn't he, young Judd here? You know, I know he's world number one, but he's
14.
It wasn't sort of all singing, all dancing, was it, Phil? He just sort of came up on the rails a little bit.
15.
But I'm sure that when he got into the top four, that was one of his ambitions.
Well, let's not beat about the bush. Before April 2011, before he won the China Open in Beijing, many people, and I must admit myself included, were seriously doubting whether he was ever going to fulfill his potential. He didn't feel comfortable playing on TV, then went to Beijing, played some absolutely cracking snooker, and he's not looked back since.
23.
He won't be best pleased with that one though. He snookered himself on the intended blue. Well, will he take on the brown? Black's available. Might just die for cover here. He should do, really. The importance of this match, of course. The last match, of course, was a little bit of fun. This is serious stuff. Now, I wonder whether Mark can just get down the cushion here and play this red cushion first. He might be able to pot this. Oh, how close was that?
Just a little too thick.
1.
And now Trump with his second good scoring chance of the frame.
Eight. 9. 14. 15.
Lots of green base to cover there because he was cutting the red so thin. And all in all, it was very good indeed. Especially so now.
Yes, and he's got this red
20.
to the centre and pink to follow. That certainly will open up the frame. If this goes in, a great chance to win the opener. And it is there, so let's not forget that it's the first
21.
of 3 frames that goes through into the semi-finals. And it's imperative that you get off to a fast start.
$27. 28.
'Well, he's gone the wrong side of the red there. He intended a full ball kiss on the pink, and I think he's run out of position.
35. 35.
Well, 35, but he knows with the right cannon that was a great chance to win the frame. And there's still enough on here for Mark.
Didn't want the double kiss, didn't want the kiss on the blue after that. The only consolation for Mark Allen is that he's left distance between white and red.
Came right across that one. And I think he's been a little bit fortunate here. If he hasn't left Mark this red to the middle, it seems welded to the black here. Well,
Time
look at
extension.
that. There's no wonder that he's taken a time extension. Judd very, very fortunate there not to leave anything on. But Mark has the chance to take this red off the cushion. But he has to play a good safety. And he's underhit that by a long way. That just seemed a little bit of an edgy one there. Another chance here for this, for Judd here, this right to the red to the right corner. He could kill off the frame if this goes in. It's there. He's in the mood, isn't he? You know, he won the international championship a few days ago. He's on a high. And I just get the feeling that Mark Allen is going to have to dig in here a little bit this evening, because Judd is not in any mood to take any prisoners.
5. Six.
Total prize money for Judd Trump before he arrives at the UK Championship for the defence of his title will be over £200,000 for the season.
12.
Well, not quite that lucrative in your day, Mark, was it? Back in the 80s, to win 200,000 was a major achievement in an entire campaign.
Yeah. Well, the only two that really did it was Steve and Stephen Henry, wasn't it? I think Stephen
20.
had an unbelievable year, 760,000 I think it was one year, but he won about 9 tournaments.
21.
Steve, I think I made about 650. I think that was his highest ever, 670, something like that. Incredible earnings.
28. 29.
But the first frame is going to Judd Trump. Nice cannon. He's such a talent, and I think he's also aware, Phil, that with not Ronnie O'Sullivan not being around at the moment, this guy is centre stage.
Exactly what I was thinking. He's the poster boy, no doubt about it.
44.
So popular, not just here in the UK but also overseas, and it's easy to see why. Breaks at 35 and 44, Mark Allen didn't pot a ball. Judd Trump 1, Mark Allen 0. This is the partypoker.com Premier League, but this basically is a head-to-head to see who goes into the semi-finals. Judd Trump 1, Mark Allen 0. The first player to 3 frames will succeed in making those semi-finals. Earlier this evening, Sean Murphy, very impressive in a 5-1 win over Mark Selby. There you see, that's how it stands. But of course, still 5 more frames to go. Allen could yet claim that semi-final place at Trump's expense. John Higgins is already guaranteed his semi-final place from Group B.
Well, I think this is a must-win frame here for Mark Allen, because if he goes 2-0 behind, he's right under it. And the break-off shot is not great. This guy doesn't need a second invitation.
1. 6.
Not the quickest table we've had so far in the Premier League this year. Also not the most responsive when they're screwing back. It's not unplayable, it's good conditions, but not quite as receptive as they used to. But I think the players are making the necessary adjustments.
Yeah, I think the tables overall the season have been fantastic for them. They've been very uniform. We've seen, you know, in Shanghai, in Poland, in Belgium, and also in China the last couple of weeks, where the tables have been absolutely flying. And these guys like fast tables. They don't like to sort of have them to hammer them around the table. They like to put a stroke on the ball. Well, compared to the average club table, these still lightning fast. But of course, the difference is as well that this is a one evening, whereas the other table is in for 7 days, 10 perhaps, and the heaters underneath all the time are warming the slate and warming the cushions. And that's why we do get the odd big bounce.
Well, they're one-night stands, aren't they, the Premier League, and that's why the table fitters, over the course of the season, do a fantastic job. Week in, week out, they supply
21.
Excellent conditions.
22.
I think the way Judd Trump's playing at the moment, he could master a 6x3 that's rolling off.
30.
Probably a 4x2. No, he's full of confidence. He's playing well.
37.
He's left the white near the cushion. I just think he's playing that well at the moment. He doesn't care who he plays. He's just saying, okay, bring it on. That could have been better though. He's left the red over the middle, but
Time extension.
having to take a time extension here, a little bit more thinking time. He could drop this in for a red into the yellow pocket. He might play it at pace and get back for the one over the middle. Depends if he's got a slight angle on this black. If it's straight, he can do nothing but drop it in. Or there's some angle. Oh.
Judd Trump. 38.
Has he left the red through the gap? Can't see it unless Mark swerves around it, but I think he's taken the other one to the yellow pocket. He's to hurry. Well, that's a great shot considering he's been sat in his chair for some time. Now, can he see this black? Let's have a look at the replay. Worth the replay. Excellent red.
No applause, but with the cue ball glued to the side cushion like that and rolling the blue slowly, that took some doing.
Yeah, we see a lot of those missed, don't we? You still have to, you know, deliver the cue straight. It's one of the most difficult shots to play.
Seven.
When the object ball is
14.
right in the jaws of a pocket, sometimes it's difficult to judge position, but Mark Allen was faultless there. Dropped the cue ball on a sixpence.
$15. $22. 23.
Well, this is a great chance here for Mark. He knows he's got to put this frame on the board. He doesn't want to go 2-0 behind and be under pressure. But this guy also can put them together. You know, we've seen that
31.
before from him. We've keep saying about that match he had with Judd last week or a few days ago in the International. But let's not forget, as he plays his black, that the final, the way he started the final in Antwerp in Belgium against Mark Selby, it kicked off with 3 centuries there.
38.
Incredible stuff. Won that final 4-1. And he's playing some stuff as well, so don't count him out here this evening.
Time extension.
Taking another time extension, Mark Allen. That's 2 this frame. He's not quite sure whether this red squeezes past the pink. From the look we had a little while ago, you have to question whether it will.
He's just nudged it, didn't he, on the way through? Ooh, I don't know. Can he pop that into the left-hand side there? I think that might go. Well played. He's got a good angle just to cannon into them here. He could just float this black into the red to the middle.
Eight points the lead, so you will need the awkward red on the side cushion.
Get rid of these first and then think about that one.
$47.
Could have done a little bit more angle on the black. We might just hold for the red to the centre. But now he's got to think about that red on the side cushion. I think he felt he got a slight kick there, but actually this is not bad because he can hold for the pink and then nudge that final red off the cushion from potting the pink. Leads by 16. I think he's going down for the blue. Well, that's fair enough. He can attack that red from this blue. But as we watch the replay, but this red being tight to the cushion, it's a smaller target than it would have been a couple of inches off that cushion. Check side, it looks good. Unlucky, trying to push it over the middle. I was surprised they didn't try and hold for the pink there. It would have been an easier shot to stun into the red.
Allen's lead 22 points, but look at the colours. He knows he's vulnerable still in this frame.
Time extension.
No more time extensions left in this frame for Mark Allen. This is an important shot. Well, he's chosen to go for it. He needs some cover. Ooh, he's been very fortunate for the white to finish there. I'm not sure whether that was the correct shot though, Phil, at that time. I think he's pushed the boat out slightly. Especially if Judd knocks this in, but it's not easy. Well, he'll settle for that, considering where the cue ball was to start with.
That was one of the most challenging Chinese snookers over the brown you're ever likely to see. And very much frame still on. This is the 8th frame of the evening here at the Dome in Doncaster, and the first that's gone down to the colours.
That was an attempted pot. Always had some running there. Everything's going for Judd at the moment, and he's getting away with one or two. Lucky man. Great hit. It's not bad. Well, he should have done better with that. Should have had the white behind the yellow on the back cushion. It's a fairly simple safety there for Judd. Well, the only bonus for that shot is that he's just pushed the black fairly safe to that cushion. If it goes down to the black, but of course Judd being left-handed, as they both are, he might take this on. No. Well, that's how much he respects Mark Allen, and he also knows the importance of this frame and match.
And it was a feature, wasn't it, of when he won the International Championship last week, that his safety play when he needed it was pretty good. He's showing a whole new level of maturity.
That's not bad either. I think he's got the snooker. Excellent shot. He can hit this off the top cushion, but he could finish anywhere. Dead weight. Not fair, is it? Full ball snooker. Oh, that's a very thin edge. Coming off the top cushion again, but this time with check side. Inside the blue. It's too much side. Now, is this a free ball?
The miss, Mark Allen 4, free ball.
Well, 26 points the lead, even if Allen does take the pink as the free ball or the blue and then a high value colour, he would still need the red anyway.
Well, push a colour safe here, I'd suggest, Phil, and leave the snooker. Push the yellow to the side cushion. That's not great. He should have made sure of that. That was a great chance to just leave things safe in case Judd got a chance. Better this time. Oh, that's a clever shot. I wonder if he can get through the gap here, just down the line of the shots, and Judd can see some of this red. You can see this red about quarter ball. He's played it well.
Yes, the major thing there was avoiding the yellow with the cue ball, and he did that.
Well, another good shot there from Mark. He's got Judd snookered here. This is not easy to hit, especially where the yellow is. Well, can he get through the gap between the blue and the green? That is amazing. But he's caught the brown. He was in a lot of trouble there, Judd, really. That was an excellent safety from Mark Allen. So, but he needs a colour off this red, and he can only just drop it in. Green to the middle is frame ball. Well, he'll be delighted that he's captured this second frame.
He's a cracking pressure player, is Mark Allen. Got lots of bottle.
He has. Well, Judd needs a snooker. Only the one, though.
Mark Allen, 4.
Yes, and with green, brown, pink and blue down the middle of the table like that, a wall of colours to potentially hide behind.
Just as well, because he's put the yellow to the corner pocket. He's got the snooker behind the brown, though. Although might be able to just swerve around this brown, and he could chip this yellow in. Will you pot the green, attempt the snooker on the brown?
Judd trump 2.
Well, Allen looking to see whether he can get the cue ball in between pink and brown to hit the green direct. That was threading the eye of a needle, no way.
Back cushion, touch of side. And that's not a bad hit, actually, because too much side, he would have missed it. Judd still needing one snooker, of course. Don't think he'll attempt. Well, he could go for this green. You never know with him, actually. Well, he's overhit that. It was a delicate shot to get him behind the blue, but I think he's just thrown this frame away. Well, that would have nailed the frame. Well, that might have gone, but not taking a chance. He'll just wait. It's Judd that needs the snooker. And again, it's a loose safety. Okay, he's got the white near the top cushion, but Mark should knock this in. This for one apiece then. He's not there yet.
Yes, the green proving elusive, and when you require just one snooker, it's very doable. This, Mike, could be useful.
Well, Mark's had a couple of good chances to kill off this frame, and he's got to find a good escape here. Might have to be side and back cushions. I'm just wondering if the middle pocket's in the way. Excellent snooker. But there's plenty of room to go around this green. Well played. It doesn't matter how much you hit, as long as you hit it, which he did. But Judd could swing the white around the table again here. Pink and brown in good positions. Needs a little bit of pace on the white. Well, it's not quite got there. He can swerve around this. Got to be careful with the in off though. If he hits it thin. So just still one snooker required then for Judd. This second frame could still go either way. This looks good. A fraction hard. Well, he's returning the compliment here. Side and top cushions then. Oh dear, he might concede.
Yeah, Mark Allen 6 and the frame.
He does indeed. Trump was in first. Mr. Blockovic spot. Allen made 60. Scrambled over the line. 1-1. Frames this evening will be into the playoffs at Grimsby at the end of the month.
Judd Trump to break.
So from here, it's best of 3. By the way, there's another semi-final decider coming your way in 7 days' time up in Spennymoor in Durham, when Neil Robertson and Ding Junhui will be going head-to-head for a place in the last 4 as well.
Wow, just look at that. Great pot. Look at the action he got on the white. A little bit lucky to find the gap, but you just like to attack them. A lot of people think that Judd is erring on the side of recklessness, but I'll tell you what, they go in, don't they? That's the thing. Within 2 or 3 shots, in good position.
Well, the key to success in any sport is to play to your strengths, and that's what he does. Okay, he's a little more conservative than he used to be, but you could never call him cautious.
Well played. We've seen it down the years with the talented players, haven't we? Alex Higgins, Jimmy White, Ronnie O'Sullivan, and now this lad. You know, people come out to watch these guys play, there's no doubt about that. That's a nice little cannon on the red as well.
24. 30. 31.
Of course, Trump on the crest of a wave right now after winning in Chengdu. But we must remember that earlier this season he was in the depths of depression after losing the Shanghai Masters final to John Higgins from 7-2 ahead after the first session. Ended up being beaten 10-9, so his response to adversity has been tremendous.
Yeah, I agree with that. And he did say in that final against John that he didn't do a lot wrong, it's just that John Higgins was just on a totally different level. He's taking a time extension here. First for him in this third frame. And this is building nicely, this match.
$41. 42. 48. 49.
Well, this is the opening red that Judd took on there, screwed through the gap, which has led to this break. Could be a frame winner. Okay, he was a little bit fortunate to come through the gap, but you know, those are the little pieces of luck that you take on board and you push forward. The rest has been superb.
55.
He will have done his maths here. That's a 60-point break, a 60-point lead. So if he can pot this red, the only open one, with the black, he'll be 68 in front, 67 on. Alan will require a snooker.
Just had a quick look on that camera angle there, Phil. I just wonder if these two reds at the back of the pack here are set to the right middle. He might just stun off the top cushion. He could go into them. I don't know if he's seen them. He's gone to split them. Oh, he's pushed one out. That's okay. Well played. Well, he's just pushed those on. The two to the left might be now. But he's done enough here. He's already done enough. This to really make sure.
69.
Normal service resumed then, Phil.
Well, the previous frame was the lengthiest of the evening so far in both matches at almost 23 minutes. This one is going to be over in the blink of an eye.
Well, he fancies this plant then into the middle to continue. There could be a century going up here, coming up here, I should say.
76.
Well, he just had to try and push the red, just squeeze it a little. It wasn't quite enough.
Mark Allen remains in his chair. Judd Trump back in front at 2-1. Regardless of the end result.
Frame 4. Mark Allen to break.
Oh, that was a chance, but it's a good cue ball. Miscue. Well, he's caught the red. It's not a foul shot. Somebody just said, well, good shot, Mark. Let's have a look at this again. It's gone right over the cue ball there, but it's not the fact that he's hit the red, it's what he's left. The thing is, when the cue ball's tight under the cushion there, Phil, there's not a lot of it to hit, is there?
Well, I think the most embarrassing top shot I ever saw on the snooker table was the '88 World Championship, Doug Mountjoy against one of our commentary colleagues, Neil Folds. Almost missed the white completely.
Can I get a fresh air shot at snooker?
6.
Oh, that's perfect
7.
to run through for the black. Wow, that miscue could prove very costly here for Mark Allen.
$14. 15.
'And a bit short of pace, but he could screw back off the pack here for the black.
22.
Well, that's a trademark shot there, Judd. A stun into them. Didn't want the cannon on the green. He got them all open as well. And now he's out of position.
28.
Yeah, strange that, Mike, because it wasn't just a flick off the green, it was quite a healthy contact with it. Completely misjudged the angle there. He seemed really surprised.
Might take a time extension here. He still has 2 left in this frame.
Time extension.
All he had to do was just land on a red, and for him, he was in the last 4. Wow, there's a naughty one, and unlucky again.
29.
Well, that's frustrating for a player. He's found a wonderful plan, and it's landed on top of the blue.
Time extension.
Well, sometimes they say that's the worst possible place for the cue ball. That really is the worst possible place, because it's not easy to get safe either.
Has our referee Paul Colley called a touching ball there, Phil? He has, so he could play off the knuckle here then.
Blue ball.
Play off this, nominated the blue, and play off the knuckle and put the white into bulk. As long as he doesn't contact the blue. In fact, I think he's stunning off this red.
Judd Trump 29.
The touching ball came in very useful there. It really did. But we can't say he was fortunate. Far from it.
Well, that was aggressive. I think he's been a little bit fortunate to cover this red on the left-hand side. He's going to have to hurry because he's got no more time extensions in this frame. Well, that's a great return.
Alan's at the point though now where one mistake, one misjudgment, or indeed a slice of Trump inspiration could spell the end of his semi-final chances.
Well, what a shot that is. He had a look at that before he played it. Tremendous plant. He's just going to weld the white to the green here. Mark Allen will be in a lot of trouble. Look at this. That was meant. Well played.
Green ball. Judd Trump 1.
Not an enviable position like this,
No.
really.
Have you got any ideas here? I think he wants to get to the red on the top cushion, of course, but...
Time extension.
Yeah, Mark's still got 2 extensions left in this frame. Just 1 now. We've had 3 in this frame. Could get to the reds near the side, the left-hand cushion there, but he might go in off one of them if he doesn't get this right. Good going off anyway.
Foul on the miss. Judd Trump 4.
Well, the miss has been called. Just come to have a look at the situation, because there was a pot on from hand there, but he's decided to have the white put back.
Okay.
He's in trouble here, Mark. It needs a good one to escape. And he hasn't got it. This red will pot.
Yes, Trump made the calculation there, thought that even if Allen hit the reds, more than likely he would be left a much easier pot than the one from in the D, and that's what's come to pass.
1.
Well, now, is this the chance that Judd has been looking for to put himself
8.
into the semi-finals?
9.
Just left this one a little bit straight. Again, he needs to hurry because he's got no time extensions left in this frame. From that point of view, he's just put himself under a little bit of pressure. He's that quick though, he doesn't normally need them.
Slightly awkward bridge arm, but
17.
again, problem solved, and now it's looking increasingly bleak for Allen. The semi-finals beckoning for the world number 1.
$23.
He's got a kick, and it's left himself short on the black. He's got a terrible kick there. Oh, you could hear it, and the red bounced off the bed of the table as well. This is not guaranteed. He's got it. Well played.
And so 1 more red required, and the pressure on this one alleviated somewhat by the awkward position of the remaining reds.
Well, you could just see the focus in his face there. But Mark Allen, you have to feel for him, because he's played some tremendous matches against Judd this year, but he was in all sorts of trouble in that snooker. Just caught the red the wrong side.
39. 40.
But the world number 1 here is to go through to the last 4. He continues his quest for more titles.
It's a good time for Judd Trump at the moment, Phil.
Judd Trump 47 and the
It
frame.
is, and he's playoff bound in this partypoker.com Premier League snooker. At the very least, it's going to be a draw, and for him, that's just fine. Allen salvages a draw. It will not be sufficient. He will be out of the tournament, and it will be Trump who's advancing. So he's in the semi-finals, so too is John Higgins, so too is Stuart Bingham. And what's interesting so far is that in the 3 frames that Judd Trump has won, Mark Allen has failed to pot a ball or score a point.
Time extension.
Gone for the cross double. Well played. And I think the pink goes as well. So that same middle. Always hard to judge those at that pace. Sometimes the slide. Well, still a couple of £1,000 here to play for Mark Allen. An extra 1,000 if he can make a century as well.
7.
If it is 3-3 at the end of the night, though, how cruel for Mark Allen, because he would have an identical record to that of Judd Trump in terms of matches won, drawn and lost, in terms of points scored, in terms of frames won and lost. The only thing that would divide them is the fact that Trump would have been the first player to 3 in their head-to-head, i.e. this match. Rarely do you see a semi-final place decided by such a narrow margin.
16.
No other spots available for the black, so it has to go behind its own as close as possible.
23. $24. 29. 30.
'Just wanted a little bit more on the cue ball there.
33.
Well, that's a terrific shot. He's not only cut the red, and he's played it with a lot of check side to stay on this black. That was superb.
41. $42.
Might go into the pack here. Well, that's unlucky. You'll need another good pot here to continue.
47.
Didn't quite catch them fully. Just glanced off the pink. Overcut it. What a pity.
Mark Allen, 47.
You might be wondering how the semi-finals work. Well, it's the winner of Group A playing the runner-up in Group B. Runner-up in Group A playing the winner of Group B. So, of course, so much depends on what happens next week between Neil Robertson and Ding Junhui before we know who's up against who.
Well, that was risky. And it could be costly.
One.
Before a ball was struck in the tournament, Mike, Judd Trump was installed as the bookmaker's favourite, and now having qualified for the knockout phase,
7.
I would think his odds would have shortened considerably, and quite rightly so.
I think he was something like 4-1 at the start of the tournament. I'm sure it'll be about even money now, probably a little bit less.
The finals weekend is always a real festival of snooker. We have the two semi-finals on Saturday evening, and then the final on Sunday evening.
14. $19.
And the only player left in the tournament who's won this event before is John Higgins, the champion in 1999. So there's a 3 and 4 chance it's going to be a new name engraved on the trophy.
Yes, and let's not forget that John Higgins
20.
took the place of Ronnie O'Sullivan, of course.
$27.
He's just exuding confidence, Mike.
Yeah, and he's played the right stuff at the right time, hasn't he? You know, when it was one apiece, I'm sure Mark Allen fancied the job. But he's taken one or two little risks, but they've paid off for him, actually. And that's his game. He'd like to finish with a flourish. I mean, he'd like to win this match 5-1.
36.
Look at that 95% pot success rate, deep into frame 5.
Well, anywhere up there is tremendous, isn't it?
$42.
And potting 3 balls to every one from Mark Allen.
$43.
Well, he can totally relax now, chill out. He knows he's there in the semi-finals, and this is just like a knock
49.
at the club.
50.
He admitted, what, 14, 16 months ago that he's very comfortable out in the surroundings now, Phil. You've already said, mentioned
mentioned this evening that it's taken him that long to feel comfortable. He wasn't at the beginning, but how he's come on since he won that event in China.
And I'm so pleased, not only for Judd, but also for his family. Comes from really good stock. And actually, his brother Jack was also a fine snooker player. Won a national title at junior level. And now I think he swings a pretty good golf club. His parents made a lot of sacrifices for him.
65.
And now Judd is paying them back with interest.
70. $76.
The ball's on the carpet, but Judd Trump on a high. 4-1 ahead, no stopping him.
The final frame. Mark Allen to break.
It's been a good match, Mike. The only thing missing is a century break.
Yes, or a maximum.
Well, he could have done a whole lot more damage than that.
Well, Judd's got away with 1 or 2 this evening. So it's his turn, I suppose, but it has been called a touching ball.
So even if Mark Allen wins this frame, it will mean the current scoreline, the Judd Trump is going to improve his career head-to-head record against Allen to 6-3. And in fact, he's now won 6 of their 7 most recent meetings.
Brilliant. He took his time deciding what to do, but what a pot that is. Clean as a whistle. This is not easy. Two great shots. Now, is he on this red to the right-hand side? I think he's just about there. It deserves to be.
Well, you said 147, Mike. Maybe you're a soothsayer.
Oh, what a way to finish the evening. It would be lovely, wouldn't it? Okay, he's not in the semi-finals, but he could pick up £25,000. Sean Murphy had a chance earlier on this evening.
$16. 17.
And of course for him, the red on the left-hand cushion there is not a problem from the left-hander getting behind that.
I know it's early doors, but
25.
we say that about a lot of maximums. And then within a few shots, all of a sudden, they appear to be on. And at this moment in time, that is the only thought that's in Mark Allen's mind.
Highest break in professional competition, 146. And he's done it twice.
$33.
So can he go 1 point more?
Well, he's got a slightly big bounce there. He wasn't perfect on that black. He decides to play this one. This is a delicate one
40.
to stay on the black. He's overcut it.
Mark Allen, 40.
Well, he's got the snooker. I don't think Judd can play a cannon onto that red. He's looking at this red to the middle. This isn't easy.
Time extension.
That one there. There's also one to the green pocket. That was close. He must have thought he got that.
Well, when players stay down on the shot, it means they're undecided. They're not quite sure whether it's going or not. I think he erred on the side of thinking it was in. You're quite right, Mike. Now, though, Allen's in, potentially to win the frame.
Played that well. Lots of topspin. Well, 4-2 won't be bad, actually. He'll be disappointed, of course, but Judd did the damage early on.
8. Mark Allen, 8.
Not the best of shots, that.
Five. Six.
Well, he's on the black. That was a little bit unlucky. Nice pot.
$13. $14.
Trump was saying in his interview with Andy Goldstein before the match, if you didn't catch it, that he's now achieved one of his lifetime ambitions of being world number one. Of course, the other is to be world champion, and I truly believe that he can
21.
get that title sooner rather than later.
22.
Well, it's definitely on the cards in the next 2 to 3 years. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, 2 years ago, against John Higgins, a couple of shots that he might have played differently, he could have been world champion there.
29.
But take nothing away from John Higgins, he played terrific.
30.
I think one of Trump's great assets, apart from his undoubted skill and temperament, is also the fact that because he plays such a natural, free-flowing game, that he doesn't take an awful lot out of himself, and that's important in that 17-day marathon of the mind at the Crucible. Basically, he's got all of the ingredients.
$43. $44. Judd Trump, 44.
Well, Trump said that when he got to 3 frames, if he did, it might be difficult to retain his concentration. And I think that was the sole reason for the black staying on the table there.
Outrageous.
Not easy using the rest down the side cushion, but if this goes in, 5-1, highly likely.
Well, I don't know why he played it at the pace he did, because he had the pink available, I think, to the middle. Just in the white at this end. So Mark still has the chance to win this final frame then. Extra £1,000 on this, of course.
And just to put that into perspective, you have to win 3 matches in one of those Players Tour Championship events to reach the last 16 and make 1,000. So this is just about winning 1 frame.
Caught that too thick. He was up early off the shot. He might be able to get through the yellow and brown here. Wow, that's amazing. Look at that. This red is on. He'll take this on. Black waiting. Long way away though. It's just been one of those frustrating nights for Mark Allen. He knew that Judd was on a high, winning in China a few days ago, and he knew that he was up against it, but he hasn't really played well enough.
Not an easy pot though, this. No, try to make it a big pocket off the pink, I think.
Yeah, the pink was just beyond the pocket, wasn't it? He's had a touch there. Well, he's just doing the lottery this week, Phil. Just try and find out what his numbers are with. Gentleman left the arena there, but walked across his shot, didn't make any difference. Didn't think it was that bad a match.
Seven.
Oh, gorgeous shot.
9. Twelve. 16. Maybe 1.
Judd Trump has qualified for the semi-finals of the PartyPoker.com Premier League snooker, and he's done so in some style. He's beaten Mark Allen by 5 frames to 1, exuding confidence as he went.
Yeah, wonderful way to finish off the evening. Confirmation of the results from tonight. We started with former world number 1 Mark Selby against Sean Murphy, and Sean Murphy winning 5 of the 6 frames on offer. It didn't really matter with regards to qualification, but nevertheless it was a very interesting match. That's from Group A. Bingham has qualified, still 1 place to go there. As you can see, nothing left to do in Group B. Judd Trump tops it now, and John Higgins will also be joining him in finals weekend. He also wins by 5 frames to 1 and joins me now. Judd, firstly congratulations, good win, but you've made it to finals weekend.
Yeah, it was nice when I knew I got to 3 frames. I was just able to relax really, took the pressure off. I felt a little bit of pressure at 2-1 to try and win it in 1 visit, and I played some decent stuff.
You played with the swagger of someone that's now number 1 in the world. You put together some beautiful shots, a few plants as well, with distance between the reds as well. Do you think, I know it's such a short time, you've only been back from China a few days, but do you feel like a better player?
I feel like I'm improving at the moment. I feel like this season I've really sort of come of age, so I feel like my game's really improved over the last couple of years, and at this moment in time I'm ready to step up, I think.
And percentage terms, where is your game in your mind at the moment?
2%.
No, seriously, because I watch and everyone else watches, and I was talking to someone backstage, and the biggest compliment I can give you is I would genuinely pay to come and watch you play snooker. I love the way you attack the game. I'm just thinking, how much more, from your point of view, in your game is there still to come?
I'd say I'm about 75%. I think I've got another 25% left. But I'm playing quite consistent at the moment. I'm not giving away easy chances like I used to, and I just say my scoring's not quite as heavy at the moment. And if I get that back, then I think I'll be tough to beat.
Well, congratulations, good win, and we'll see you in finals weekend. For the time being, Judd Trump, everyone. Thank you, Judd.